Good morning. It's a lovely day here in Adelshoven, and welcome back to our second episode. We're in September, and as you can see, I've gotten up early this morning to get onto the mowing. To be honest, I was quite excited with the progress that we made in the last episode, and setting up our caravan next to the bakery there. The smell of fresh bread first thing in the morning wasn't conducive to sleep, but boy did it taste good. Turns out there was a real advantage to being at the bakery this morning, and I met a couple of the locals and became aware of some contracts that were on offer. Funny thing seems to be happening. The contracts get listed and then they disappear really quickly, and I'm hoping that changes in time. But in the meantime, I managed to pick up 3 contracts for some fertilising and spraying. So we'll get to those a bit later on, but I thought that was a real opportunity that couldn't be missed. And in the meantime, I got out early and I cut some grass, as you can see, and we're just down the road beside the forest here, and I thought I'll get this out of the way before the day gets too advanced. So as you can see, we're coming up to towards a full forage wagon here. Let's see, we've got about 77%, so we'll just keep trucking on. This is actually the second load, so if you recall from our opening episode, kind of our estimate was the cash flow requirement was going to be for about 10,000 a day to cover the expected leasing costs of our equipment, and it turns out the overnight costs were about 3,000, and if you were sort of watching the numbers just then, you'll notice I just clicked over an hour's runtime on the tractor, and that took us out for another couple of thousand. So we're only running at a kind of a daily cost of let's say a little over 5,000 at the minute, but nonetheless I still want to sell our 50,000 litres of silage and sort of get in the habit of finding a way to produce that every day, if not most days, to start to secure our financial position a little. We're just coming around the back of field 27 here. Over there is where the main farm would have been, and here's the village on our left. So as you can see, it's just another vantage point. Our field and trailer are just over behind the bakery there. So plenty of grass around, and I had no difficulty generating enough to fill this trailer, and I suspect there's a bit more here, to be honest, that we could collect later in the day. But for now, that will probably do us, I think. So let's get this back and into the silo. We've got plenty of jobs on the list in addition to those contracts. That does us right there. So nothing coming. Yeah, as you can see, it's a full load that we'll put into our silo, and we need to head around the shop and see if we can get something to transfer this to sell the silage, and let's see if we can generate some cash income. So these were the 3 contracts that I picked up, 2 for fertilising and 1 for spraying. And in particular, the spraying contract is on a very large field. But I didn't take the equipment for any of them because my thought was there's enough value here to fund the securing of our own equipment, at least to lease it. We'll comfortably $30,000 clear even after we've paid for the fertilizer and the herbicide. So I think that'll stand us in good stead. Now, the price of silage today is sitting at a little around 200 at the animal store. So that's good. And we have the best part of 45,000. We have 66,000 litres of silage, and you can see it's been processing some that I've already put in there. So, if our goal is to sell in the order of 50,000 litres today, I think we're in good shape. So that's emptied that out. So I think what we'll do is head round to the shop and get ourselves organised with the sort of equipment and supplies that we're going to need for these activities. And I'm thinking, in fact, of a backpack sprayer. One of the Kubota ones, assuming there's nothing that's suitable for sale in the shop. I'm hoping that we can lease those with enough left over to buy the equipment with. This intersection gets very congested, I've noticed. So we might continue. It's the only tricky little thing I've noticed on this map is the traffic, and I'm reluctant to turn it off because I think it adds to the feel. But we might take a shortcut through our premises here. And head around to the shop. So that large spraying contract is out on field 6, which is directly opposite the shop, which is handy, but it's also a big field. So no doubt we'll take a little bit of time to work our way through. You might be wondering why I'm choosing to lease the equipment. Well, there's kind of a couple of reasons, and I might go through my rationale in more detail in the future, but certainly the fact that we don't have much cash and the constraint I'm working to is to be very limited unless we get into real trouble with our loan, given that we've already got $100,000 in loan and no real way to cover it. But also, I'm expecting to be successful, and as we grow, we'll grow into bigger and bigger equipment. That's not a good place to park that. And therefore have things for a short time rather than a long time. So the way the leasing prices are structured, I think it works quite well for things that you have for a short time, and you don't lose the sale cost when you eventually turn them over. So here we are in the store. The first thing we need is a trailer to be able to move our silage to a sell point. The brand is 33,000. As you can see, there are plenty of trailers to choose from. These are all a bit expensive. The Cane trailer is 19, and the Marsden is 12.5. I'm kind of keen on the Marsden. What's in the store has nothing useful, so I think let's have a closer look at that Marsden. Right, we don't want a grain configuration. Silage, both sides and boards. 29 meters. That looks to be our sort of speed. I don't think we need ladders. Certainly not a $1,500 ladder. Beacons probably would be a reasonable idea. Bottom beacon. No idea where the bottom beacon is. We will go with no beacons. Marsden branding is fine. The blue colour is fine. I think that will do perfectly. $1,000 in total, $200 a day. So as you can see from these costs, you've kind of got an overhead cost to get in and then a per workday cost. Well, that per workday cost works out to be quite attractive over time. And as a trailer is not going to have a huge number of hours, this goes into our budget quite nicely. Right. Let's have a look and see what we can do. As I said, for those contracts, if we use liquid product, we can use the same sprayer for both. Now there's the Hardy Mega sitting there, but the one I thought might be interesting is this Kubota. It comes up to sort of the Mega's price if we put the extended working width on. What's the extra large capacity? That's a silly capacity, 7.5 tons of sprayer. So I think we'll just go with the 1800 litres. That seems a bit more realistic to me. We'll leave it in the Kubota colours. And what's it cost to lease? Quite reasonable, $2,091. We will put a couple of work hours on it, so I'm guessing by the time we're done it'll be up around 4,000 or 5,000, but still well within the contracts that we have. Okay. Given the price, we might go for the front tank because that can double as a weight for the moment. And the unreal capacity is also ridiculous, so we'll stay with the standard. And we'll lease that too. So we have that equipment. We're going to need, for these contracts, we're going to need some fertilizer. So 2,000 litres of fertilizer for the first one, so about 5,000 litres of fertiliser and spray about 5,000 litres of spray. So I think we have to do this one of the smaller fertiliser contract, and also sell our let's see, we've got $9,000. I think if we do field 6, we don't have too much running around to do. We could run back. That might be the go. If we run back with the Marsden, we can sell the silage, drop the trailer off, and then pick up all of the spray we need to do the big contract, which then will comfortably cover the supplies for the other two. So I think that's the plan. So let's get that sorted. Quite fiddly the way they put the equipment out here in the yard, but nonetheless everything fits all right. So let's go sell some silage. I probably should put a road entry in, as it appears we're inclined to be using this as a direct throughway. We might think about that shortly. And the sell point, I think, is just over in front of that warehouse. Just over there. So let's find out. Kind of a convenient commute location for sure. Yep, right here. Fabulous. 29,000. We might give him 2 loads. And that'll take care of that aspect for the day. And we can spend the afternoon on those contracts. Just takes a few seconds to unload. Right. Let's zip back over. That intersection really is a problem, isn't it? Not quite. Where does that leave us with silage production? So still little grass to process. but comfortably got our 2 loads. Able to just squeeze between the vehicles here. Rightio. So that topped up the income, 5,700 per trailer. So we're sitting at just over 21,000. So I'm quite happy with that position. It is very hard to get the trailer out of here now, but pop over and park just on the side here. And we might leave the trailer here and head back to the shop, I think. So we'll see you at the shop. Here we are back at the shop. So let's see if we can organise some herbicide and get onto this field over the road. Oh, that would be a good idea, wouldn't it? How about we attempt to connect on the correct side of the piece of equipment? Perhaps that's why I began with lawn mowing. PTO and the 3-point link should have been the dead giveaway. Clearly not looking at the correct thing. So let's get some herbicide. Oh, the herbicide wasn't quite as expensive as I thought. It was the fertilizer that was more expensive. So I think we need 3 of these. They are 2,000 litres. We'll only be able to put 1 and a bit in, but that should be adequate. And so if we pull up alongside, we should be able to manage the transfer. And there we go. There's 1,800 litres. Can we grab a bit more? Yes, we can. Okay, so with any luck, we should be able to finish in one go. with just one stop for refueling. So we might just pop down to the end of the field here. It's got an island in the middle, but I don't anticipate that will be a problem. Unfortunately, I don't have GPS on this tractor, which might make following our progress a little tricky. And you probably know I've just got normal tyres. I asked the field owner, and he didn't seem unduly concerned. So let's unfold that. Right. And line ourselves up. We'll put on now. Yeah, we do have variable spread on this sprayer, so right, off we go. You may have noticed the contract HUD mod is showing the contract at the top of the screen, just beside the weather summary. That's suggesting we've done somewhere in the order of 3% of the field, with about 7% of the herbicide. So we'll see how we go. Let's duck back over to the shop and put some more, take on another fill and see if we can finish this field off. 70% done. Interesting that there's a car there at the service station. To the best of my knowledge, they don't sell fuel any longer. I think you have to go down in the south of the map in order to buy your fuel, which is something we'll have to think about. I noticed this morning the mower was almost out. There we go. How close will we come to emptying that IBC? Not quite. There's probably only a couple of 100 litres left in it. So let's have a look at the mini map and see what tale of woe it tells for my ability to track the field in parallel lines. All of you experienced farmers, look away now. Yes, a couple of stripes there that are a bit problematic. So we need to head up to about here. Right, halfway up that field. Back on our heading. Due north. We are showing us 70% complete in terms of the work that the field owner wanted done, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. We've got a full load, so we have got plenty of herbicide to correct any of our errors necessary to complete the field. $99. Almost there. Well, it's been a bit of a long day, but I think, again, another productive one, so... And there we go. He's happy with that. So we'll close up our equipment here and head back to our trailer, empty off our equipment, and that might be where we leave you for today. I think it's been productive, and I thank you all for watching. Look forward to you joining me, hopefully, when we move into October in the next episode. Until then, have fun. Thanks for watching.